So what's currently going on is super interesting, right? Because at first glance, it looks like, well, Redfall is failing, okay? It's another botched launch, it's unfinished, the game runs like garbage, it doesn't look good, it's not fun to play, the internet is up in arms about it. But when looking again, the magnitude of what's currently going on is reaching way beyond all this, right? It raises all these questions. Like, first of all, Starfield is now under enormous pressure, right? Now that Redfall is out, because I don't know if you remember, about a year ago from now, actually, on May 12th, 2022, Bethesda announced that they're going to delay both games, Redfall and Starfield, because they are both incredibly ambitious, and of course they want to ensure that you receive the best, most polished version of those games. And then Phil Spencer quote tweeted that announcement saying, "These decisions are hard on teams making the games and our fans. While I fully support giving teams time to release these great games when they are ready, we hear the feedback." Okay, we hear your feedback, guys. "Delivering quality and consistency is expected. We will continue to work to better meet those expectations." Okay, we're working harder to make sure all the games that come out, like Redfall, are really polished. Let me show you some gameplay that I liked particularly. That was quite... I'm not sure to call it... Is it creepy? It is kind of creepy. At the same time, it has something of like an ice dance or something, right? Where you're like dancing in kind of a circular... I don't know. It looks like garbage. Okay, I think we can all agree on that it looks like garbage. And this is not the only one. There are literal unlimited amounts of footage. Check this one out. This is also one of my favorites. This is... mid-game, okay, like, look, he's climbing on his head. He doesn't notice that anything is wrong, then shoots at the guy. And did you notice that the guy didn't even respond after he got shot the first time? It's like, okay, sure. And you get so many videos like this one where people are just literally running through these camps and none of the AIs are even able to fight back. And just today, Destin, who used to be with IGN, quote tweeted that Phil Spencer tweet saying, "Honestly, with the state Redfall is in, I am very worried about Starfield." And Ryan McCaffrey, also from IGN, replied, "It's not really fair to Todd Howard and the BGS team, but everything is riding on that game at this point. If it stumbles or disappoints in any way, let's just say I'll be curious if Satya Nadella takes any action at the leadership level." And obviously hinting there at Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, right? These kinds of names are floating around because as much as they're all like likable characters, but if the numbers don't add up and if the games come out in the state that Redfall is currently coming out, then it doesn't help that you're a nice guy. It only gets you that far, okay? And it feels like we're reaching a point where the end of that line has been reached for people like Phil Spencer and Aaron. But anyway, this is just me speculating. I have no insider information. It just feels like at some point Xbox and Microsoft will have to draw the line. So pretty much the only people that I see talking positively about the game online are other companies, right? Like Bethesda Game Studios saying, "Hey, huge congratulations to our friends at Arcane Studios for the thrilling launch of Redfall. We can't wait to sink our teeth into this experience." And then always followed by fans who are just like confused, right? And it's so interesting how they keep running down this marketing route, right? And they don't stop. No matter what goes wrong, the game launches in a terrible state. It's like, no, these tweets were scheduled for that day. We have to congratulate the team. And, you know, we wrote that tweet 3 months ago and it says like the thrilling launch of the game. So they just tweet it out, right? There's no reaction. Another example are tweets like this one, Xbox Era, which is one of these accounts that is just like relentlessly positive when it comes to Xbox. Okay, whatever they do, it's great. They can't do no wrong because obviously they want to be invited to the next big Xbox preview event, right? You want to be there, so you better be nice. And so you get tweets like, "Redfall is finally here and it's a ton of fun. Okay, here's our review. It's great." And again, like people are like, it's just so weird, right? Because it creates these two realities. It's the reality that these marketing people are living in and these schedules that they created for themselves to promote this game now that it's out. And then there's the reality of the game not working, the game looking like garbage, the game being not fun because the AI is so bad. People experience errors, people experience black screens. It really seems to be in a rough state. So it's insane to me to see that kind of gameplay and that kind of uproar of communities online, followed up by tweets like that, which are basically like, yeah, it's fine, this is fine. We're doing all fine. And besides those few positive words, there's nothing there. Even all replies to those tweets, it's like, is this a parody? Interesting take. I wonder why you would think that. Redfall is here. And it's a ton of fun. It's fun. You can write all of these, but you chose this. Yes, not wrong. Looking at the Redfall page on Steam, we're currently sitting at mostly negative reviews as well. Only 30% of the 500 users gave a positive review. People complain about the AI. Vampires are made out to be really deadly, but they get stuck on a bush and die with a few hits. Next-gen gaming starter pack. Same or even worse graphic fidelity than older-gen games. Abysmal optimization that requires RTX 4090 minimum and still can't hit 60 FPS. A $70 to $90 price tag for a mid and unfinished game. Apology statement after releasing games in a broken state. After months of patching, nothing improves. Well, some games improve. Okay, I remember that, like Sea of Thieves also didn't have like a great launch and everyone complained that it didn't have enough content at the time. And that changed. Okay, it's now a quite popular game, I think. I was so hyped to play this game to be super disappointed. Another unfinished, terrible port. Boring, bland, and empty with kind of non-existing story and bad fighting and gunplay system. Can't believe the same studio who made Dishonored franchise made this game. It is the Austin studio, though. Someone pointed it out in the last videos in the comments. So it's not exactly the same studio of Arcane, but it's still Arcane, right? So they kind of just shouldn't put their name on something like that. I agree with your point. People are also complaining about the price because it is a $70 game. In the UK, it's £59.99. But it seems that most people agree that that's not worth the game in its current state. So my advice, without having played the game myself, is not to buy Redfall as it currently stands. When it comes to Starfield, to be honest with you, I have no great hopes on it because the game might not even be a bad game, but it will not be this godlike experience that it has to be in order to compensate for all the losses, all the issues, all the lack of first-party exclusives that Xbox had over this and the previous generation. It's been going so far back. Even if Starfield is a great game, I doubt that it can really turn this around. It can't be that good, in my personal opinion. Because if that game encounters any issues on launch, any problems that people will complain about and build some kind of online hate mob and dislike mob against the game, then Xbox is done. Then that's it. They have nothing else to offer. I mean, they might announce some new games that come at some point in the near future, but then big questions about Microsoft and holding Xbox and so on are kind of drawn in. Not only about the leadership, about Phil Spencer or Aaron Greenberg losing their position. Okay, that is absolutely a possibility, but also about Microsoft just abandoning Xbox altogether, selling Xbox, selling the whole division, getting rid of it, presumably selling it for an enormous amount of money to some kind of third party who then continues Xbox and kind of pushes it into a different direction, I guess. So this right now is a big decision moment for Xbox, for Microsoft. It is not just a game failing like other games like Cyberpunk and so on have failed before on launch. This could have massive ripple effects for Xbox, for the whole games industry. Keep a close eye on what's going to happen next, okay, and where we're going with Starfield. Leave your thoughts on that down in the comment section below. I want to know what you think about Starfield. Do you think they can turn this around? Do you think Starfield can come out and then everyone looks at Xbox and is like, oh my god, I gotta buy that console. That game looks so good, and then people run to shops to buy the console. Is that really feasible in your head? If it is, cool, absolutely cool, but just like share that down in the comments. Any other thoughts on the story? I'm curious to hear them, and if you want to discuss this further, join our Discord, okay? Link is down in the description. It's free. I'm hanging out there. Many other people are hanging out there. It's a nice community. We can chat, we can talk about topics like this one, many others, not just video games, politics, and so on. So join the Discord, link in the description. Subscribe to the channel for more, and smash the like button on your way out. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and I'm out. Bye.